Huge playoff win for the Baltimore Ravens, 20-13 against the Tennessee Titans. And the great thing is they removed two bugaboos, okay? Can't come from behind. Well, they were 10 points down, they came back. And they can't win a big playoff game. Well, yeah, they won a playoff game. So now Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, can kind of put that behind them. And they did it in spectacular fashion, shutting Derrick Henry, the most dominant player in the league for my money, at the running back position to just 40 yards. Now, these two teams played last year, but there's only so much you can draw from it. It was a 24-17 win by the Ravens in Buffalo. And the defense, here was the big thing. The defense held Lamar Jackson to only 40 yards in 11 carries. Now, he did have 3 touchdown passes, but Sean McDermott's defense did a really nice job of limiting Lamar, particularly on the outside, and we can expect to see a lot of the same thing. Here you're going to look on the first play. All this is Lamar Jackson getting to the outside to the left. The key here is the defensive end keeps vision on Lamar Jackson. He's not going to let him get to the outside, so he holds off, keeps to the outside. He gets help, obviously, in from the secondary and makes Lamar stay wide and minimize the gain. This is the type of stretching out that picket fence defense that I talk about all the time that made it tough for Lamar to get outside the perimeter of that defense. What they're going to have to do is challenge the inside and be more successful on the inside running game to get the Buffalo Bills to focus in on the inside running game to open up the outside running lanes. You know, on the defensive side now, Baltimore blitzed Allen consistently, and he was 2 of 17 in drop back passes in pressure situations, which obviously isn't going to get it done. Here's an example exactly what I'm talking about, is they bring Judon from the outside. The Buffalo Bills make a mistake. They put the tight end one-on-one with Judon on a 6-man pressure, and we can expect to see a lot of pressures against Buffalo, and the tight end's just not going to hold up against Judon and hit Josh Allen from the backside. Now, keep in mind now, this is a different Josh Allen. This is a different Buffalo Bills team. He has so many more options. Stephon Diggs has been spectacular. He had 128 yards last week against the Indianapolis Colts. So this is going to be a little bit different. Here's an example of what we're talking about. Yeah, you can pressure Josh Allen, as you can see in the Indianapolis game, but he recognizes the pressure. He knows he can handle it. He knows he's got the right protectors. And look at this throw to Diggs on the outside. There's not 4 or 5 guys in the league that can make this kind of throw a little bit late with this kind of accuracy to the back corner of the end zone. The Ravens defense did a nice job adjusting to A.J. Brown after he hit them early in the first quarter, and they're going to have to be very focused on doing the same type of adjusting because it's not just Diggs, as we said. Cole Beasley's had an outstanding year, and they're going to have to adjust to him. You can see here against the game last week, Allen, when he sees that everything is shut off down the field, he sees Beasley on the right side on an important 3rd and 8 and delivers the ball very readily, and Beasley converts on 3rd and 8. So there's a lot of things that the Raven defense are going to have to focus on. Now, the Bills' rushing attack is nowhere near what they just faced with the Titans and obviously with Derrick Henry. But they do have a unique situation where the running of Josh Allen is something they're going to have to account for. He was the leading rusher in their game against Indianapolis, and you can see here, they do it in just a very basic zone read. You're going to see he fakes to the inside, he gets to the edge. He's got both the speed and the size that the Ravens are going to have to adjust to, particularly down in the red zone and on the goal line, because he was their leading rusher last week. And then, of course, it was great to see Hollywood Brown get cranked up, had 108 yards receiving on the day. Greg Roman, you could tell, wanted to get him involved early, and you could tell with the first play. They bring him in on a reverse motion, he goes back. This is nothing more than just a pitch play, but it got the ball into Marquise Brown's hand early and easily because they wanted to get him involved and use that particular speed that he has. And then obviously in the passing game, Lamar, if he can hit, this is just a simple out route. What was one of the things we hear about Lamar Jackson? He can't throw outside the numbers. This is just one-on-one when he sees off coverage. He hits Hollywood Brown on a nothing more than a deep out. If they can make these kind of plays on the outside the numbers, that's going to stretch the defense of the Buffalo Bills, who are going to be very focused on stopping Lamar Jackson on the run game. So all the elements are there. Buffalo's a good defense. They're going to have to stop Lamar from running to the outside. They also are going to have to be very conscious of the fact that he can hurt them down the field. And the Baltimore Raven defense now, they're going to have their hands full. No, they don't run the ball very well, do the Buffalo Bills, but they got a lot of receivers, and Josh Allen can hurt them with their legs.